welcome to today's video and welcome to another WWE reaction. This video was recommended by Blessing Shamputa. Okay, I said puta. That's a bad word. Well, he or she said, react to WWE best 5-star matches, please. You don't have to say please, okay? Well, thank you so much for being so polite. Blessings to you too, brother. Sorry if I called you a poo word. Either way, I don't know which video, so I did type WWE best 5-star matches, and I got this recommended to me. 10 incredible WWE matches that nobody ever talks about, and the whole thumbnail also has like 5 stars on it. So it's by WrestleMania. I was thinking, okay, let's go and check this one out.
There have been some critically acclaimed matches throughout WWE history, from Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart at WrestleMania 13 to The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. These matches are beloved by fans, but there are also some matches that slip under the radar that are actually truly awesome and need much more appreciation from the wider WWE fan base. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 incredible WWE matches that nobody ever talks about. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts.
Oh, and this is even 1 year ago. I didn't even know that I have it.
Number 10, The Undertaker vs Triple H at WrestleMania 17. An WrestleMania 17 encounter between The Undertaker and Triple H often gets forgotten about by fans. The main reason for this is that their two subsequent WrestleMania matches at WrestleMania 27 and 28 respectively are much more well known. That's not to say that their WrestleMania 17 match isn't tremendous, as it is, and it certainly helps elevate what is considered to be the greatest WWE pay-per-view event of all time. It was evident from watching the match back that the Game and the Dead Man had every intention of stealing the show. It's up for debate whether or not they achieved it. If this match took place on a match card that didn't feature classics such as the TLC 2 and Stone Cold vs The Rock, then Taker and Triple H's inaugural WrestleMania encounter would be much more widely remembered. Number 9, Christian vs Zack Ryder, ECW 2009. Whilst on paper, fans who have never seen Christian vs Zack Ryder from ECW in 2009 may question why on earth this match is on the list. But fans who have watched this match know really how special it is. The match took place on the September 22nd, 2009 edition of ECW, and going into the match, every fan in the world believed Ryder to be a novelty act. However, after the match had culminated, fans realized that Ryder had something special. This was during a time when Christian took immense pride in being the face of ECW, and it was his mission to elevate everyone he could. The match was simply excellent, and it showcased both men for the great talents they are. Number 8, Cody Rhodes vs Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 27. WrestleMania 27 has a rotten reputation for being one of the worst Mania events of all time. However, there were one or two highlights on the match card, and the featured match between Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio was certainly one of them. Heading into their Mania match, Rhodes and Mysterio had one of the strongest storylines that had built over a number of months. Rhodes was now this twisted, sinister figure who was seeking revenge on Mysterio for breaking his nose. The two had instant chemistry in the ring, and the right guy went over as Rhodes secured one of the biggest wins of his career by defeating the legendary Mysterio. It's a shame that this match is on such an infamously bad pay-per-view event, as it deserves a ton of appreciation. Number 7, The Shield vs The New Day, Survivor Series 2017. The Survivor Series 2017 match between The Shield and The New Day seems like it happened in an alternative reality, as it's hard to fathom that the dream match actually took place. The match was a true standout on a pay-per-view card, and perhaps the only reason that the match is overlooked is because the match focused on Raw vs SmackDown rather than the two most iconic factions of all time colliding for the first time ever. Nevertheless, this shouldn't take away from what is a fantastic match that highlighted 6 unbelievable talents. Number 6, Chris Benoit vs Shawn Michaels vs Triple H 2 at Backlash 2004. WrestleMania 20 featured an all-time classic match as Benoit defeated Triple H and Shawn Michaels to win the world title. The match was a roller coaster of emotions and is without a doubt one of the best in-ring matches that WrestleMania has ever delivered. However, the rematch at the Backlash pay-per-view is even better. The rematch took place in Canada, so this was a home field advantage for Benoit, and to say that it enhanced the match would be a complete understatement. The crowd loathed HBK and Triple H, and this added a new layer that wasn't present in the WrestleMania showdown. The commentary in the match from Jim Ross in particular was outstanding, as JR clearly believed fans were witnessing a classic. The match received widespread praise at the time, with Dave Meltzer awarding the match 4.5 stars out of 5.
I guess people don't talk a lot about it because of Benoit as well. People try, not people, but mostly the media, they try to like raise his whole existence even in WWE, so.
The WWE matches of the Ruthless Aggression era. Number 5, The Rock vs Stone Cold Steve Austin at Backlash 1999. When discussing the rivalry between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, fans like to cite their WrestleMania 17 and 19 matches as their very best. Whilst these matches are without question all-time classics, their Backlash 1999 encounter deserves a ton of appreciation. This match would act as a rematch to their WrestleMania 15 matchup, and it's hard to argue against the sentiment that the Backlash match was far superior. The two seemed to click on that particular evening, and the chaotic action was perfect for the Attitude Era audience. It was everything that their WrestleMania 15 encounter should have been. Number 4, Dean Ambrose vs Triple H at Roadblock 2016. Upon the announcement that the main event of the Roadblock pay-per-view in 2016 would be Triple H vs Ambrose, fans had no idea what to expect. Fans questioned how much chemistry the game and Ambrose would have, and some even expected the match to be a total dud. Thankfully, Triple H and Ambrose delivered and executed one of the best matches of 2016. Triple H and Ambrose had immense chemistry, and their in-ring styles meshed incredibly well in the ring. The crowd were fully invested in the match, and the near falls were executed to perfection. Once the match was over,
I feel like what elevated also the match is nobody expected anything from it, and when you don't expect something, you get pleasantly either you get pleasantly surprised or you get really disappointed. But majority of the time, if you don't expect anything, then you don't get that disappointed. Like, whatever, I didn't even expect anything. But if you get pleasantly surprised, like the happiness is like even more like, wow, I didn't even expect this, you know? Oh my God, I explained that so bad.
Fans question why the match wasn't taking place at WrestleMania 32 because it was simply put that damn good. Number 3, Kurt Angle vs Shawn Michaels Part 2 at Vengeance 2005. One of the top matches on the 2005 Vengeance card was a WrestleMania 21 rematch. This rematch would be between two legends in Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. The WrestleMania encounter was a match for the ages, and it was still widely celebrated and praised to this very day. There was a ton of pressure on HBK and Angle to exceed the match quality of their WrestleMania Classic. Some fans even questioned if a sequel was even needed. The Vengeance encounter was exceptional and highlighted that Angle and HBK are both respectively two of the best wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. The match is often forgotten about, mainly because their WrestleMania match was so special, but also because the Vengeance pay-per-view featured a Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Batista, which seems to overshadow everything else on the card. Number 2, Team Austin vs Team Bishof at Survivor Series 2003. There have been some unbelievable traditional Survivor Series matches throughout WWE history, and the 2003 edition of the pay-per-view was one of the very best. Team Bischoff collided with Team Austin with the added stipulation that if Team Austin won, Austin wouldn't have to be physically provoked to attack a fellow wrestler. Whereas if Team Bischoff won, Austin would have to step down as co-Raw general manager. The match featured a number of WWE icons such as Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton and Chris Jericho, and the way the match was presented let everyone shine. The match also featured a star-making performance from Orton, who was the sole survivor in the match, which was a clear sign that the WWE had big plans for the future multi-time champion. The match set the template on how to execute a traditional Survivor Series match. It had star power, it had stakes, and it had compelling storytelling. Upon reflection, the potential reason why the match isn't discussed more is due to the match stipulation being rendered null and void a short while after the match had come to a close. Despite Austin's team losing, Austin was back on Raw the next month, debuting as the Sheriff of WWE. This was a way for WWE to keep one of the most popular stars of all time on television, but it still received criticism for undermining the integrity of the Survivor Series match stipulation. And number 1, The Undertaker vs Edge at WrestleMania 24. Out of all the Undertaker's classic matches at WrestleMania, his WrestleMania showdown with Edge at WrestleMania 24 is perhaps the most underrated. The two WWE legends would main event the pay-per-view, and it's without question one of the best all-round WrestleMania main events. The main event had been built over a substantial period, so there was a genuine interest to seeing the Dead Man and the Rated R Superstar collide over the world title. There were plans at one stage for Edge to break the streak, but Edge outright refused and had no desire to achieve such an elite honor. The WrestleMania
Wow. No, he refused? It was such a responsibility. I think one of the reasons as well, it's because like he was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get so much, but he loved the hate though. He was a heel. I don't know. That is so nice of him, honestly. That was so nice.
The match between the two is truly special and shines specifically in the presentation of Edge, who is presented as a credible and viable threat to the dead man's streak. The match deserves a ton of appreciation, and in fact so does their entire feud. Their matches throughout 2008, culminating in a Hell in a Cell match, all offer something different and unique, and that's hard to do when booking a world title feud over an extended period. But there you have it folks, 10 incredible WWE matches that nobody ever talks about. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
I honestly wish I was about to say like, oh, I know about this match you got me recommended and I watched it. Literally none of those matches. Zero knowledge. I'm like, what is going on? Edge has no desire to end the Undertaker's streak, yet throughout the match, he looked like he was going to overcome the odds. The number of near falls from Edge made the fans wonder what's going to keep this guy down. He even had his Edge heads interfere, and after the second spear, it seemed like it was all over for the Undertaker. Man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that match. It truly was incredible. Especially when you're like in the story and you are following the whole storyline and then you end up there in that match. Now if I watch the match, maybe for me it wouldn't have the same impact as it would back then. Ambrose versus Triple H was fantastic. Thanks for bringing it up. Cole screaming Ambrose has a plan is burned into my brain. The nostalgia factor that all of you have and I don't though. I'm finally glad somebody recognized Dean Ambrose versus Triple H at Roadblock 2016. This is why Christian is one of my top 5 favorites. He is so selfless and elevates everyone around him. So I guess Christian and Edge, they're like best friends as well. So it makes sense that they have the same sport kind of attitude. But that is it guys for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Check out my Patreon for more WWE reactions. Patreon.com/supportbunny. Have a wonderful day and see you in the next video.